Hello everyone. I have had around 1,000 individuals request for me to read the PlayStation 2 Greatest Hits Edition version of the Shrek 2 video game. Now, if you guys know me well, I do own the Shrek CRT TV, and I have played this game on that TV. I'm going to do the box and manual reading of this game. It says Shrek 2, and it has the most MLG face there is on the internet here. Activision, rated E for everyone, content rated by the ESRB. Here's a PlayStation logo here. Look on the side here. You got Shrek 2 for PlayStation 2. Then you got the U/C designation there. On the back of this box here, it says Shrek 2, the adventure continues, with all new characters and far-out locations never seen before. Play as a team of 4 throughout a variety of twisted journeys. Switch between Shrek and 9 of his pals, each with their own powers. Test your skills with mini-quests created for each character, and interact with totally new characters and locations. This does have a Dolby Surround Pro Logic 2 sound at the DVD-ROM. Here you got the little Shrek logo. That's the same logo that pops up on my Shrek TV. Whatever that says. Yeah, DreamWorks Shrek. It's got comic mischief and violence rated by the ESRB. It's got an ISBN number of 1-58416-549-9. Barcode has 00 on the sides. 47875-80603. Now, if you look here, you got some screenshots of the gameplay and picture of Shrek, Puss in Boots, and Donkey. Down here, you have some legal stuff. If you watch the shoot show, you know what that means. Peep Toby right there. Alright, now, actually, I'm going to do this just so you guys don't see any spoilers of the Naruto show. Alright. Now, let's open this box up. It's got the disc here. And it says here that surround sound, Pro Logic 2, Activision, everything it's said on the box here. It's got the MLG face here. Now, let's take out the manual. Shrek 2. Look at that. In the back, you have the infamous shark tail. Behind every little fish is a great white lie. Sure, Oscar, you talk big, but now it's time to take it to the streets and prove you rule Reef City. Fix those fins, bust a move, and get ready for a kickin' hip-hop adventure. No one gives a shit about this. Okay, let's read Shrek 2. Here's the warnings of watch my first manual reading if you want to hear me read this same thing. Alright. Table of contents. Page 2 has... Oh, sorry. I just got loss of words from seeing Shrek here. Alright, sorry. Page 2 is getting started. Page 3 is starting up. Page 4 has game controls and character controls. Page 8 has menu controls and camera controls. Page 9 has the story and main menu. Page 11 has the character info. Page 14 has the storybook and snapshots. Page 15 has party upgrades. Page 16 has collectibles, power-ups, and objects. Page 17 has playing the game. Page 20 has the credits. Page 23 has the customer support. Page 25 has the software license agreement. Alright. Here, oh, look at the gang here. Okay, so it shows all the stuff about getting started with your PlayStation 2. It's the same exact thing as every other manual. It just says, tells you how to power it on and put in the game. Shrek 2 requires a memory card, 8 megabytes for PlayStation 2 to save your games. Save game data takes up 65 kilobytes. You can obtain a memory card through the retailer where you purchase your PlayStation 2 game or PlayStation 2 game console or this game. To access your memory card, 8 megabyte for PlayStation 2, insert it into memory card slot 1. It just says you place the Shrek 2 disc in the disc tray here. Now here you're setting up with the DualShock 2 analog controller. It just shows you all the buttons here. It's the same as every other manual. But it also shows a multi-tap. This is a little unique here. It shows you how it has memory card slots and controller port A, B, C, D. And then you got the RF shield there, and then stuff. I don't. RFI filter, yeah. To select menu options, use the directional buttons that navigate through the menu options. Highlight the desired option and press the X button to accept. To select a menu option, follow the on-screen button prompts and press the X button to accept and the triangle button to go back to navigate through the menu options. Shrek 2 supports a DualShock 2 analog controller. When the mode indicator is on, the left analog stick works the same as the directional buttons. I mean, it's not the same, but it's analog. Alright, here we go with the game controls. The left analog stick controls the character, and as well as the directional buttons control the character. The X button jumps. The square button attacks. The triangle button activates your special ability, and then the circle button is the action button. R1 tap to select next character. L1 is tap to select previous character. Start accesses the pause menu in game. Select access the HUD elements in game. R2 and L2 are not used. Here are the character controls. Shrek's controls. His left analog stick controls the character. Directional buttons control the character. I'm pretty sure that's the same for every single character, so I'm not going to read that over. Same thing with jump and attack. Pretty sure it's the same for every character. Well, looks like jump is the same for every character except Dragon. Alright, except Dragon. Okay. X jumps, square attacks. The X and square button jump attacks and stuns enemy. I guess if you press them at the same time. Triangle button stands next to a liftable object and tap the triangle button to activate ogre lifting. I think some of that is really redundant. It should have just said ogre lifting next to the whatever. Okay, drop an object. While ogre lifting, tap the triangle button to drop the lifted object in front of Shrek. Throwing an object. While ogre lifting, hold down the square button to bring up the targeting reticle, and use the analog stick to move it to the desired location. Release the button and have Shrek throw the object at the targeted location. The circle button is the action button. And I guess circle is action button for every character. Except Dragon. Of course, Dragon's got to be different. Princess Fiona controls and jumps and attacks and does the action button the same way, but if you, with her, do X and square, jump attacks. Triangle button, it activates slow time. You need ammo to activate it. With Donkey, same thing, but if you press the square button, you have to tap 3 times to do a simple 3-hit combo. If you do X and square at the same time to jump attack, that stuns enemies, kind of like Shrek. The triangle button, you tap the triangle button to activate the Burrow Blast, and the action button's the same as the circle. Gingerbread Man controls and attacks and jumps and has the action button the same manner as the previous characters, but you have X and square, push it at the same time to perform a ranged attack to hit multiple enemies. You tap the triangle button to throw a cookie straight ahead. If you hold the triangle button, you bring up the targeting reticle. Use the analog stick to move the reticle to the desired location. Release the triangle button to throw a cookie at the targeted location. Needs ammo to activate. Action button is circle, just like everyone else. Big Bad Wolf moves and attacks and actions the same as the previous, but if you do X and square at the same time, it's a jump attack. If you do triangle plus using the analog stick, you tap to activate Huff and Puff and use the analog stick to aim special breath. Cool. Little Red Riding Hood, their controls, they control and jump the same way, but if you do the square button, it does a melee attack when the enemy is close and does a range attack when the enemy is far. If you do the X and square button at the same time, it is a jump attack. If you do the triangle button, if you hold it down, it brings up the targeting reticle. Use the analog stick to move the reticle to the desired location. Release the triangle button to throw a rotten apple at the targeted location. Needs ammo to activate, and once again, circle is the action button. Puss in Boots. He moves and jumps the same way, but when you press the square button to attack, you have to tap 3 times to do a simple 3-hit combo. The X and square buttons does a jump attack. The triangle button taps on targetable ropes and vines to activate the tightrope walking ability. Circle button's the action button. Alright, the fairy, it controls, jumps, and attacks the same, but it only does a ranged attack for the square button. X and the square button does a jump attack. The triangle button activates the float special. If you hold in the triangle button, it brings up the targeting reticle. Use the analog stick to move the reticle to the desired location. Release the triangle button to fire the float special at the targeted location. Action button circle. The dragon controls, it moves with the analog stick and direction buttons, but if you go down on the analog stick or direction buttons, it dives. If you go up, it climbs. Note, flight controls can be inverted on the option screen, so she basically just moves, I guess. Here we got the menu controls. Left analog stick navigates the menu, and as well as the directional buttons navigates the menu. Press X to tap that to accept the selected option. The triangle button goes back to the previous screen. Start accesses the pause menu in game, and select accesses the HUD elements in game. Look at Shrek and Fiona. Look at them. Look. Sorry, I have a razor, so it has a front screen. Camera controls. A camera icon appears in the lower right corner of the screen to let you know that the camera is free to control. There are 4 camera states. Locked, with no user control. Total control, you can zoom and rotate the camera. Zoom only, you can only zoom the camera in and out. And rotation only, you can only rotate the camera. Manipulate the camera by using the right analog stick in the following ways. Zoom. Move the stick up to zoom in or down to zoom out. Rotation. Push right or left on the stick to make the camera rotate. The story. In the beautiful, all too perfect fairy tale land of far, far away, the king and queen have received word that their long-lost daughter Fiona has finally lived her happily ever after. Delighted that their daughter has been freed from their ogreish curse, King Harold and Queen Lillian decide to throw a grand royal ball for Fiona and her new Prince Charming. Messengers are sent far and wide to find the royal couple and invite them home for the ball. Little do they realize, of course, that Fiona's new husband is none other than the ugly ogre Shrek, and that Fiona has found love's true form as an ogress. She and Shrek are living blissfully in their own ugly ever after. Once they receive word, Shrek thinks it's a really bad idea and isn't too happy about facing the parents and castle guards who locked his wife in a dragon's tower. But Fiona, along with Donkey, convince Shrek that it will be a good time, and together they depart for the far-out land of far, far away. And so, our twisted fairy tale adventure begins. That's just like the movie, Shrek 2. Here's the main menu. When you first start up Shrek 2, you have 3 choices on the main menu title screen. New game, select to start a new game from the beginning. Load game, select to choose a game save based on your memory card. 8 megabytes for PlayStation 2. Options, select to modify some of the characteristics of gameplay. Alright. Puss in Boots! Alright, new game. When you select a new game from the main menu, choose a game file you want to save on. Then press the X button to continue and start a new game. Load game. When you select load game from the main menu, choose the game file you want to load and press the X button to continue. Options. Select options from the main menu to modify the following settings. Controls. Modify control settings and review controller layout. Sound. Modify sound type and music sound/music volume. Display. Modify subtitles and progressive scan. Credits. View credits. You got the character info. As you progress through the game, you'll need certain characters' abilities to continue through the levels. Press the triangle button to use special abilities. Some character special abilities have limited use and can only be recharged by picking up a certain item. Most objects that require a special ability for activation have the special button icon floating over them. This icon only appears when the correct character is selected and standing close to the object. Alright, you have Shrek. Shrek is a big, green, ugly, smelly ogre. He enjoyed his life alone in the swamp until he found the love of his life, Princess Fiona. His fighting style is various punches and wrestling moves. Special is ogre lifting. He can lift, carry, and place and throw heavy items and creatures. Unlimited special ability. Game tip. If an enemy is dizzy, use Shrek's ogre lifting ability to pick the enemy up and then throw the creature of nearby enemies. Puss in Boots. He has steely eyes, swashbuckling finesse, and really expensive Corinthian footwear. Fighting style. Sword fighting. Special. Tightrope walking, a move that can be used to cross ropes and change and gain access to areas others can't get to. Unlimited special ability. Game tip, start combat with his jump attack. Wow, it's giving you advice too, not just giving you the info, it's giving you what it thinks you should do with the game. Alright, here we have Princess Fiona. Princess Fiona is not your typical damsel in distress. She's smart, she's tough, and has been known to dropkick a band of outlaws. Fighting style, various karate moves. Special, slow time. Princess Fiona's ability slows down party members, but it slows down everyone and everything else a lot more. This is a limited special ability. To gain more uses, pick up the hourglass. Game tip, use Fiona's slow time to escape harm when close to death. Donkey. Donkey's got a mouth that just won't quit, as well as a heart of a noble steed. Fighting style, donkey power. Special. I like how they have screenshots of the actual characters. They look goofy. His donkey's special is the burrow blast kick that can knock down creatures and break specific objects. Most objects that can be affected by donkey's special will have a horseshoe symbol on it. Game tip, use donkey's burrow blast on stunned enemies to get rid of them quickly. Gingerbread Man, ninja hero and friend. Fighting style, ninja candy cane. Special, cookie tossed, used to attract enemies. This is a limited special ability. To gain more uses, pick up a cookie. Game tip, throw a cookie to lure enemies into traps. Lou Red. Champion softball pitcher with a can-do attitude. Fighting style, kicks, punches, and apple toss. Special, rotten apple bomb. What the heck? When detonated, causes an area of attack that damages nearby enemies for 20 points. Lil Red can either let her rotten apple timer run out on its own or by pressing the triangle button again. She can detonate it immediately. This is a limited special ability. To gain more uses, pick up a rotten apple. Game tip, Lil Red can toss apples from a long range or attack with kicks or punches when in close combat. Big Bad Wolf. Don't let the outfit fool you. He's big, he's bad, and he'll blow you away. Better watch out, Grandma. Fighting style, claw swipes and bites. Special, Huff and Puff. This move can be used on enemies, objects, and fire. It blasts enemies away from Wolf and damages them. Unlimited special ability. Game tip, uses Huff and Puff special to push enemies off ledges. Fairy. One tough lady who proves that size doesn't matter. Fighting style, fairy magic. Special is fairy dust. It can be sprinkled on friends and enemies alike. When used on friends, the fairy dust gives them the ability to fly for a limited amount of time. Remember, the heavier a person is, the shorter the flight will last. If used on an enemy, fairy dust floats them up in the air but leaves them prone to attacks until it wears off. Unlimited special ability. Game tip, float enemies and then leave a teammate to hit them in the air. The Storybook. The Storybook is the hub or shell of the game. In it, you can access new levels called chapters, view the scrapbook, change game options, enter the bonus section, and view images from the Shrek 2 movie. That's cool. Character select. Enter this submenu to access different chapters, levels in the game, and obtain valuable game information. All chapters begin with a magic mirror introduction. Scrapbook. Visit the scrapbook to view all the snapshots collected so far. Save game. Enter this submenu to save your current progress. Bonus. When enough snapshots are earned, this submenu will open up. By earning more and more snapshots, more bonus games will be available. When all snapshots are collected, you can access the Movie Stills submenu and see images from the Shrek 2 movie. Quit game. This allows you to quit the game. Snapshots. Every time you complete a specific goal, a picture or snapshot is taken to help remember that moment in your game. There's a total of 70 snapshots in the game. If you collect enough snapshots, you can open up to 5 bonus levels. Collecting all the snapshots gives you 100% completion for bonus material concerning the new Shrek 2 movie. Snapshots can be viewed by visiting the scrapbook in the Storybook or by during gameplay by accessing the pause menu. When you have fulfilled the requirements of a snapshot, the screen flashes while the picture is taken and your snapshot icon will change to show your current snapshot count. Game tip. Most levels have 7 snapshots to collect. The requirements for earning a snapshot vary, such as defeating specific monsters, collecting objects like magic beans, or reaching to a specific point like the gingerbread house in Chapter 2. Alright, party upgrades. Crazy Larry's Leprechaun Shop is open for business. In his humble shop, you can find party upgrades for sale. These upgrades affect your party's attack power, health, or health regeneration abilities. All these lovely items will cost you some pretty gold coins. It's rumored that Crazy Larry's Leprechaun Shop is only available in certain levels or hidden secret places. Game tip. You should buy at least 2 upgrades for your party before you venture into later levels. To earn extra coins, either play the bonus games or replay levels as often as you like. Alright, here we have collectibles, power-ups, and objectives. Along your adventure, you'll encounter the following items. Gold coins. Use gold coins to buy party upgrades or to pay tolls. There's tolls? I already paid taxes, bro. Alright, magic beans. Collecting 12 of these will give you a snapshot. Half health. This replenishes your party's health by 50%. Full health. This replenishes your party's health by 100%. Defense power-up. This temporarily makes your team invulnerable to all enemy attacks. Attack power-up. This temporarily increases your party's attack damage. Frog power-up. This temporarily turns nearby enemies into 1-hit point frogs. Shrek platform. A box Shrek can pick up and carry. Shrek gear. A gear that Shrek can carry and place into machinery. TNT barrel. An explosive barrel that damages enemies and objects. The teeter-totter. Use 2 characters to reach great heights. Playing the game. The buddy system. During gameplay, there will always be 4 characters on screen, except during hero time. You can control one of the 4 characters in single-player games. The computer controls the other 3. You can switch at any time to control a different character and use their abilities, except during hero time. As you play, if another character joins the party, a character will leave the group to keep the total to 4. Hero time. Hero time is a special mission where only one of the 4 characters plays a section of the level. Since some characters are better suited for specific tasks, hero time allows for each character to show off their talents and assist the party through the level. Multiplayer mode. Shrek 2 can have up to 4 players. Each character is marked by a colored selection circle that surrounds the character. When a multi-tap is plugged into port 1, player 1's color is yellow. Player 2 color is red, player 3's color is blue, and player 4 color is green. When a multi-tap is plugged into port 2, the player 1's color is cyan, player 2's color is purple, player 3's color is orange, and player 4's color is lavender. When more than 1 but fewer than 4 players are playing, you can switch between your character and the character is being controlled by the computer. The game automatically detects install controllers, so additional players can join a game in progress by pressing the start button and inserting a controller or leave the game by removing a controller. If another player joins your game, the selected character becomes controlled by the new player. If a player leaves the game, the computer takes over the vacated player or character. That's cool. You got the HUD display. It has a boss meter, collectible display, camera icon, and the character portraits. Pretty cool. 1. Character portraits. Character portraits are at the bottom of the screen. Below their pictures are red health meters. As a character takes damage, the line moves to the left. Some characters have an ammo slot on the top right to show how much ammo is left for that character's special. Collectible display. All the collectibles in the level are displayed in the upper right corner when collected or when you're pressing the select button. Camera icon. In the lower right corner, the camera icon shows you the camera status. Boss meter. During boss battles, their health meter appears in the upper left corner of the screen. Alright, now we got the in-game pause menu. To access vital information and options during gameplay, press the start button to bring up the pause menu with the following options. Character info. Access the sub-menu to gain valuable information on your character. Upgrades. Access this sub-menu to find information on upgrades and learn which ones are affecting your party. Scrapbook. Look at the snapshots for the level. To see snapshots for other levels, go to Storybook and enter the Scrapbook submenu. Save game. Save your progress. Options. Change settings on vital gameplay components. Exit level. Exit the current level and return to the Storybook. Return the game. Return back to gameplay. Snapshot information. On the right page, you'll find information about the level snapshot. Saving and loading. You can save a game if you have a memory card, 8 megabytes for PlayStation 2, inserted into memory card slot 1. This game is equipped with an autosave feature that keeps track of the number of coins, magic beans, and snapshots collected. Autosave is triggered at every checkpoint. Autosave also keeps track of levels completed and minigames completed in levels 3 and 6. Once enough minigames are completed in those levels, autosave will open up in the next level automatically. Loading. You can load into a previous save game only at the main menu title screen. Here's the credits. More credits. Donkey. And then you got customer support. I'm not going to read that. And then here's a strategy guide for Shrek 2. I can't believe they made this. Pretty funny. And then there's the EULA. You want me to read the EULA? Never mind. All right. But that was the Shrek 2 box and manual reading. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I'm an ogre!